Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Mixed Rhythm. There have been some changes in Mixed Rhythm lately, as you may notice. Number one, I'm no longer located out of Antigonish. I finished at St. FX, and that means I finished at CFXU. So, I'm Halifax-based now, which is interesting. It's been different, and it's been an adjustment period for sure, but I'm definitely trying to get used to it as much as I can. With that being said, Alistair still lives in Antigonish, so as of now, Mixed Rhythm is just going to be a solo venture. But I will be having lots and lots and lots of special guests to hopefully help fill that irreplaceable hole. But with that being said, today's guest certainly did help to fill that hole. I'm being joined by a band out of Prince Edward Island called Absolute Losers, and I've been a fan of theirs since they dropped their singles leading up to this new record that's out now, their debut album, At the Mall. They're a great band. It was super fun to talk to. As of the recording of this album, I'm going to see them for the first time tonight at Two Crows Brewing, which you'll hear us talk about a little bit. But yeah, I don't know what else to say, really. I think it was cool to record this episode at CKDU 88.1 FM, which is Dalhousie and King's University station. I'm super happy that I can kind of be part of their thing, and who knows, maybe Mixed Rhythm will make its way over to CKDU. But as of now, still doing it this way, and I'm super glad you're joining me on this super fun journey. And thank you to Absolute Losers for joining me as well on this super fun episode. We talk about their origins. We talk about the origins of the name Absolute Losers, and the answer may surprise you, or it won't at all. Listen to find out. And we talk about their new record and some 90s, 2000s PEI indie rock and the scene, how it is over there now, and if it's really as magical as it feels over here. So give it a listen. Check them out on all the stuff. Absolute_losers_ on Instagram. Stream their new record At the Mall. I think you'll really like it if you're into the stuff that we play on Mixed Rhythm. I think you'll really, really enjoy their music. And if you get the chance, definitely go see them live. They're a great trio of musicians and a great trio of people. So with that being said, let me throw it over to my chat with Absolute Losers. Bye. Yeah, so I guess how's Halifax been treating you since you got here?
Very, very good.
Have you gotten up to anything fun or just chilling?
Mostly just eating food, chilling out, walking around, buying stuff.
Josh and I went to the DIY skate park. I don't know what you call that. That was sweet. Going back again today.
Awesome time.
Now, do you skate?
I watch. And skate.
What are you talking about?
I skate a little bit.
Me and Sam skate. Daniel doesn't skate.
I'm a little too good. I had to put it down. Yeah.
So there is a lot of names being dropped out here. So I do want to introduce everybody to the listeners. So I am joined by Absolute Losers out of PEI, and I might get you to just go around the room and introduce yourselves.
Okay, I'll go first. My name is Sam. I play bass and I sing.
I'm Josh, and I play guitar.
My name is Daniel. I play drums and do a little bit of singing.
I guess I sing too. We all sing.
The boys sing.
Everyone
yeah,
sings.
The boys sing.
Yeah.
Oh, we sing.
Yeah, so you're in town because you're going to be playing around the area, right?
Yeah, we're playing a Friday night at Two Crows for the Crossed Wires release party.
Nice.
With book buddies.
And so you've played in Halifax before, right?
Yeah, we played a couple times. I think our first one was opening up for Tons, which was a great welcome.
We played the Carlton.
Okay, yeah, we played the Carlton with Logan Richard.
Nice.
And then we played Radstorm.
I'm missing them all.
And then we played the Marquee with legendary Tons. And that was awesome.
I wanted to ask you about that. For those who don't know, Tons is an Atlantic Canadian supergroup, So how did you come to meet them? And how did this all come about? Because you went on tour with them as well. It's super cool.
It all started, I went and saw, well, really, I wanted to go see Sloan. it was probably like a year ago. I'm not really sure. Maybe in the winter, and I was just totally broke at the time, and I couldn't go. And I ran into my friend Spencer Swain, who's a great bassist, plays in a band called Gizmo from PEI, and I was just telling him how much I wanted to go, but I'm totally broke. And he said his mom got him 2 tickets, and he invited me to go. So I got to go see Sloan for free. And then afterwards, Chris Murphy, one of the members of Sloan, is always like really good to stick around and like talk to the fans and stuff. He's kind of like the face of the band. Like he'll go out and deal with people like me. So I just kind of waited around till everyone was out of there, and then we just got chatting. Myself and Spencer and our friend Julian was there too. And I basically just begged him to come back to PEI with Tons. Because they had played PEI before, but I was underage at the time, and so I couldn't see them. So I'm a huge fan of the band. I have been for years. So I just basically begged them to come back, and like double begged them if they came to have us open for them.
Nice.
So
And it all worked out.
yeah, it all worked out.
That's super cool. Because like that's how I first not how I first heard of you, because our great mutual friend Tom Curry talked about you quite often. But that was like okay, like that was the first time I saw Absolute Losers on the poster. So I think I feel like a lot of people kind of got exposure to you through that. Does that feel accurate?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, they really helped us out in terms of just spreading our name around the Maritimes, just like putting us in front of people that probably would never have come out to see us before. Some people have like different demographics and age, and just people that they probably wouldn't even go to many like just bar shows, since they I don't know, they were probably really surprised that there was a band that kind of sounded like that Sloan kind of 90s inspired stuff. And we're just really grateful that we got to do that with them, and really grateful that we got to play with them again a couple days ago, or a week maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Everything's kind of blurry, but
Yeah, I think they really want to see us succeed. So like when we did that run on the last show, which was at the Marquee, they were just asking when we're going to come to Toronto, and they said, if you do, like, we'll like open up. They said open up for us, but it's kind of ridiculous. But that's kind of, so I just emailed them or texted Chris or whatever, and they weren't joking. So they opened up for us in Toronto, and they like pretty much brought the whole crowd, and like we're just gassing us up the whole time. So yeah.
Nice.
It also is I think pretty helpful that Chris has like got this funny Instagram page that he's got like 1 million followers or something, like not literally, but a lot of followers, and he's always posting funny stuff, and he's occasionally posted us, so that would help.
Yeah, that's so cool. That's and so I guess like you mentioned, Sam, the kind of the this kind of like alt rock kind of sound, you know, and I want to ask you about that sound. Like it feels like there's kind of, I don't know how to explain it, almost like a PEI sound with musicians. Does that make any sense? Where it's like this, and it's a hard thing to kind of like quantify, but this record that you have out now at the mall kind of sounds like Sloan, even though they're from Halifax, and it also sounds like 2 Hours Traffic or like Kiwi Jr. Like it's this very kind of like slacker rock kind of sound to it. Is that something that's intentional, or is it just kind of something that came out, you know?
I think it comes out pretty natural.
Yeah, I don't
Like-
think it's intentional at all.
Growing up, those bands that you mentioned are like super influential for us. I remember Josh and I going to a 2 Hours Traffic show when we were like 7 and 10-year-old, or maybe older than that, but they were like just the coolest, most amazing band ever.
Yeah.
And like growing up, our dad was huge into Sloan, and so was my cousin Andrew.
Yeah.
And we're just kind of surrounded by like the maritime 90s music growing up.
Yeah, 100%. And like, there definitely is that sound, and I feel like also talking about PEI, it feels like there's this huge kind of boom in the scene right now. You know, this summer there's been so much great music come off the island. So I want to ask, does it like feel as magical as it seems over there? Does it feel like there's something special happening? Because that's certainly how it looks to all of us in Halifax.
That's a good question. I think it actually does.
Nice.
Because for the last number of years, there's been bands that were like, there'd always be some good bands, but lately it seems like everybody's like writing good songs. It's pretty cool to see, actually.
Everyone's kind of putting in the work and
Yeah.
doing stuff and putting themselves out there these days. And we talk about it a lot, actually, how in all music scenes, but especially in PEI, it's so small, and so it always just goes through cycles of like 8 new bands doing like crazy stuff right now, and then like maybe like kind of a drought where like those people might be moving on to do different things, and then there's sort of this like period of like not that much going on, and then all of a sudden these kids are growing up and getting into music, and like some kids that 5 years ago were probably just like maybe even picking up guitar are now like really doing stuff in the music scene, playing these bar shows like every weekend. And it's just like been more and more and more people kind of joining in, and it's really cool to see. It's pretty inspiring to just like be a part of it.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, I think a lot of the bands in PEI inspire each other and just like drive each other to do better.
Yeah.
I won't say what city I was talking to someone about, but somebody not from Charlottetown was talking about their music scene, and they said that it was very much very competitive, and not in the way that people feed off each other. It was very much like kind of dog eat dog. Like it was a bigger city, so it was very much like very some bands are like mean, some bands will like do whatever they can to like get ahead of the other band, but like I've never felt that way about any PEI band really that I've played with or that I'm friends with as musicians. Like it's all very like we're trying to build each other up. Maybe
it's a gentleman's game.
It's a gentleman's game. And maybe there is some competition, but it's always very much just so we can better each other and like have the most fun we can.
Yeah.
Nice. Like, so I guess with that, who are some of your favorite bands on the island right now?
Actually, we mentioned 2 Hours Traffic, and that's a band that everybody kind of thinks is like done, but they're writing and recording new songs. It's pretty awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm super excited for that.
There's a lot of young bands happening right now.
Yeah.
There's Sweet Nectar. There's Norder. There's 20 Eyes. There's
Gizmo.
Yeah, whatever.
That's Daniel's other band.
Whatever.
Daniel's thing.
There's this band called Sisters that is really awesome, 2-piece band. They've been around for a while, and they're just like playing these electric live shows with loop pedals and insane lyrics.
Yeah, they're wacky.
Pearly Gates are another good one.
They just released an album a week or two
The
ago
Pearly
that is
Gates.
super good.
Check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, Island is hot.
It is. There's lots. We're missing stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
We're missing many, many bands, but that's...
Yeah.
Logan Richard's got a great band with him.
Yeah, they're all right.
Yeah.
I'm not really a fan, to be honest.
Well, that's a whole other thing. Like, there's a whole bunch of other stuff. Like, we're talking about like the indie rock bands that play at Sportsman's, but there's like so many other circles of bands.
It's crazy. Like there's one guy in PEI called Shane Pendergast, who's like probably my favorite Island songwriter, like top 3 ever. I think
He comes from a lineage of like 5 folk singers.
Nice.
You know, like all his grandparents and like everybody's a folk singer in that family. It's crazy.
Yeah, there's a huge world of like trad and folk and like country sort of influence stuff that's like really amazing quality, and like kind of the same scene, maybe on a bigger level as like the indie rock scene, where everyone's just helping each other out and everybody's just trying to succeed in their own way, and it's just really cool to watch and be a part. Not to mention these guys are in like most of those bands too, playing drums and bass.
I mean, you have a new record out at the mall. Is it? I have a question. Like, as a musician, do you go in cycles of like getting tired of hearing the songs, but then at the same time, like 4 months down the road, you listen one time and just love it?
Yeah, it seems to be exactly like that. Actually, yeah.
I think we're all on the same page in saying that like I've definitely gotten sick of and then really loved all of the songs on the record at least 5 times over. since it's our first record, we've been writing it for a long time, just kind of slowly putting the pieces together. So some of these songs we've been playing since 2019, some since 2021. And so, like, sometimes you go through these cycles where you're like, oh, I gotta play this again. But honestly, these days, it's like playing those songs, it just comes very natural to us. And I don't think we have any, like, hatred towards any of the songs, really. It's just like sometimes you get a little sick of it. But now that it's like a finished product kind of thing, now that it's like we've had the definitive versions of it, we can really just kind of have fun with them, not really think about getting sick of them.
100%. And I guess like we're a little far in to ask this question, but I still want to ask it. How did you all meet each other? I mean, this is your first record together, so I think like to tell that story, we kind of need to talk about how everybody met.
Sure. Well, Sam and I are actually brothers, so we met years ago.
You were, what, 3 years old?
I
was
was
2 when Sam was born.
I was 0 when I met Josh.
And then we met Daniel. Actually, Sam met Daniel
Side
at
of the
high
road
school.
somewhere.
Daniel's
I met
like
him-
3 years younger than me or something. So
I met
I did meet him
Daniel
at
at
school.
middle school jazz band rehearsal. And the first I was playing the bass and he was playing the drums, and the first thing he said to me was, "Do you slap?"
He didn't slap.
I didn't
either.
slap. I
So
instantly lost respect too.
So I picked up the bass and I showed him how to slap on the bass.
Probably
a
played
little bit.
higher
I played
ground.
some Chili Peppers. It was really awesome. It makes sense though that we didn't actually become friends till like 3 years later. I totally turned him off to my personality.
Yeah, and then like 3 years later, so our Daniel and I's high school was doing a play, which was High School Musical, and he played drums, I played bass, and we had no guitarist. So Josh was in college at the time, and they hired him to come play guitar, and that was the first time we jammed together. And after that, we got together and played like In Bloom in our basement, and
Well,
classic.
Sam and I had a bunch of songs. We were trying to start a band for like 2 years before this, I think, something like that.
Yeah.
We had like a few like songs that we thought were pretty good, and we were like pretty picky about who was going to play drums. And we had a drummer actually, and then he went to do a trombone degree in Toronto, so we lost him.
Classic.
And then I played the drums for a little bit.
Yeah,
We got
Sam
a
was on
bassist.
drums. Yeah.
Yeah.
When it really started when Daniel joined.
When we say this album was a long time coming, it really was. Felt like a lifetime of like, growing up, you always kind of just dream of like recording music and putting it out.
Yeah.
So it's like the work was probably 2 years, but
Yeah,
I feel like it's been my whole life that I've wanted to make music and release it.
for sure.
It's pretty dramatic, but
So tell me about the process of actually making the record. When were you recording it? Where was it recorded? Stuff like that.
We were
I'd say
like-
the timeline is like sometime in the middle of 2021 till sometime in the end of 2022, something like that, maybe. I don't know. It was like 2 years almost of recording, and we did it all ourselves, mostly these two. I moved the mics and press record sometimes, but we did it in Josh's basement, which is actually these two brothers' childhood home. So that was definitely very special. And Josh like is living there now, and he like did the place up in the basement to be like kind of a studio, very soundproofed. We really dug the sound of it. And we recorded it at a space called Howie's in Charlottetown, which is a really cool jam spot / 8 different things. It's really awesome. And then we kind of like, we weren't happy with the way we did it, so we kind of scrapped. We recorded like a bunch of songs and then kind of scrapped them all and started over. We did that like a few times, and then we settled on doing it in Josh's basement, and we found ourselves in a good rhythm in terms of how we recorded ourselves and like what mics we're using and how we went about the songs, and it just went off from there, and we just continued until we got all the drums, all the bass, all the guitar, and all the random little percussion and vocals. And it was a giant, huge relief once we checked the last box and things to do, and we could just finish the thing and put it out.
Absolutely. And I mean, the new record At the Mall is out now, and I like it's a really incredible record. I'm not saying that because we're in the same building together. I genuinely mean it. You guys should all be very, very proud. How has the reception been for this record?
Pretty good, I'd say. I haven't really like been keeping up, but like if I ever do see something, it's usually pretty positive. Like I've seen a couple articles talking about it, but I don't know. I'm a little scared to check if people like us in a journalism sense, in like a newspaper review sense, or like an online review sense, because it's like I always like when I was a kid, I was always checking online reviews, and like music critics, you can say what you will about them, but like it is like exposing people to different music. And like there's some bands that maybe I read the review and it was awful and I got turned off to them forever, and I probably would love them today, but I got turned off to them. So that's always my fear, that someone's gonna not like something and then it's gonna turn people off from listening to us. But I don't know. I think it's going pretty good.
Nice.
We haven't gotten like the most press, I don't think, but like yeah, everyone I've talked to says they really like it. So
Nice.
Josh was saying we're waiting for our first hate comment. So that's how you know you're like
yeah.
kind of on the way up.
Everybody listening right now, go send as many hate comments as you can.
Yes.
You absolute losers.
Yes.
Make them personal and about our playing and how bad it is. Yeah. We need to get like well, I'm sure people do hate on us, but we just don't hear it. They keep it behind our backs, but like as soon as people are publicly sending some hate comments, that's when you know like, oh, okay, we're big enough that someone like really hates us. Like yeah, that's the goal.
That's the
And then
thing.
we'll quit, I think.
When you get big enough, people don't see you as like a person, so they don't feel like they can hurt your feelings. You know.
We just need
Yeah.
to become more than people. We need to become rock.
You guys are playing in Halifax. I mean, it will have already happened by the time this comes out, likely. But Book Buddies, they're probably my favorite band in the whole province. They're so incredible. And then Cross Wires are releasing their record. I haven't listened to them yet, but I'm excited to see them tomorrow. There's been this really cool crossover of like Halifax bands and PEI bands over the past year. I mean, just seeing like Sleepy Kicks playing at Sportsman's is like something like out of a fever dream, and like June Body, you know, playing with. Did they play with?
They play with Norder.
Norder,
at
right?
Trailside.
Yeah.
It's a good set.
So, how do you feel about like that relationship between cities? Do you feel like there's anything in common, or it's just a matter of necessity?
For Halifax, definitely there's stuff in common because we're not the most different in terms of size. PEI is definitely smaller, but in terms of like how many bands there are, it's just probably a little bit more in Halifax, but we do function very similarly as a music community, I've found. Or like even genre-wise, there's a lot of similarities. And not to mention, like everyone I've met from Halifax that's in a band is super nice, super easy to talk to, really just wants to help you out. I was talking to someone from customer service. Are they from
Nice.
Halifax?
They are.
Yeah.
They played
Oh.
here at CKDU a couple weeks ago.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we were talking to Owen from customer service last night. Super
Nice.
nice dude. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't really been too exposed to the scene to really judge on it.
Sure. That's totally fair.
I
yeah.
really like what's going on in Dartmouth. There seems to be a lot of like country and folk bands playing, and with like Big Turnip Records.
Yeah.
Like we saw a couple of great shows. Who was it? Well, I really want to see the Macmillan Camp Boys.
Yeah.
We saw the Ordeals.
Nice.
They're unreal. Yeah, like Woodside Beverage Room Tavern. That place is sick. Buffalo Club.
Yep.
Yeah, it's cool.
That's awesome. Yeah, there's a great kind of old folk revival in Dartmouth, and I mean, if you're looking for more, Alexander Gallant just released a new song, and it's
Okay.
incredible. It's awesome. He's in that scene as well. But I guess there's one more question I want to ask you, and it's the most basic question, but I need to know. where did the name Absolute Losers come from?
It came from Joshua Gerard Langille,
Wow.
and he came up with it, and it was that simple. He said, that would be a funny name. And I said, I hate that name. That sounds kind of stupid. And then we played a couple shows, and I was like, actually, I kind of love that name. It sounds unreal.
Nice. Were there any other contenders? I mean, we all know Pearl Jam was supposed to be Mookie Blaylock and Maroon 5 with Kara's Flowers. What were the alternatives for Absolute Losers?
Were there other ones?
The Langille Brothers Band? No, that one wasn't.
Can't remember any.
We were considering changing our name to Absolute, which is a terrible band name.
That was a hot minute of like, that would have made us probably worse as a band. We were a little bit more serious back then, just in general about music. Nowadays, in terms of the band, I think we are very much just embracing that name. Because like, at first, before like you hear a band and they're called Absolute Losers, you're like, what? Like, that's literally, we told a guy our band name, and he said, what? The other night. But then, like, you know, you get an image in your mind once they play music, and you say, that's funny, that's cool. I warmed up to the name pretty much immediately.
Yeah, it's playful, it's fun, it's like self-deprecating, but also it's just cool.
Yeah.
I mean, there's worse band names, you know. We've all heard Diarrhea Planet and
The Butthole Surfers.
Gardner, just bad all around. But yeah, so where can people find Absolute Losers if they want to keep up with you online?
On Instagram, mainly. That'd be, that's the one. I think it's absolute_losers_.
Nice.
Facebook, I don't know the name, but it's probably Absolute Losers, and it'll show up eventually.
If you search Absolute Losers Band, I'm sure you'll find everything.
Yeah, I've yet to find another band called that.
Yeah,
which is
it's great.
a good thing, because there's about 200 bands called Gizmo, and we're worried we're going to have to add an initial to it. So.
Yeah.
But
that happened with two of my bandmates' other bands. They're called Just Friends, but there's a band in the States called Just Friends that's like under a bunch of fire because they pulled out of a tour to go play with someone else, and everyone's like destroying them on Facebook.
Yeah, you don't want to be associated with that.
No. Just terrible.
You could also find us on Bandcamp
Nice.
and Spotify and Tidal and Apple Music and YouTube. We got some videos out for the album. If you like hockey, you'll like one of our music videos for sure. And yeah, anywhere you stream music, I think we should be on.
Awesome.
LimeWire.
Big on Aries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Napster.
Yeah. R.I.P. Lars. No.
Thank you for listening to the show. I hope you had some fun. Good news, there's plenty more where that came from. Check out our Instagram for some stuff that you might like to see. I'll see you next time, hopefully. Thanks. Please come back.